By the end of this story, everything would change. The truth about Joshua's mysterious death in that chimney would be questioned like never before. But first, let me tell you how it all started. In a small town where everyone knew each other, Andrew Richard Newman was more than just a local figure. He was a shadow looming over the community. Known for his erratic behavior and criminal record, Andrew's name would come up in conversations with a mix of fear and whispers. But this story isn't about him. It's about Joshua, a young man whose life ended under mysterious circumstances. Joshua had been a regular guy, quiet, kind, and loved by many. One day, he disappeared without a trace, leaving behind only questions. Joshua's body was found in the chimney of his burned-down cabin, cremated almost entirely. The initial investigation deemed it an accidental, tragic self-harm perhaps, but nothing more. But that didn't sit well with those who knew Joshua and Andrew. A Reddit post years later would bring these pieces back into the spotlight. It detailed how Andrew had been a presence in Joshua's life and hinted at deeper connections and possible involvement in his death. The author of the post felt compelled to share the story, driven by the feeling that justice hadn't been served. The Reddit user recounted their own connection to both men and the chilling details they'd heard over the years. Andrew had a lengthy record for violent crimes, including assault on police officers and battery. But it was the unsubstantiated tips from friends and family who believed in Joshua's innocence that kept the case alive in people's minds. Imagine living with this uncertainty, knowing someone you loved might have been wronged but unable to prove it. The Reddit post sparked a wave of sympathy and outrage, urging for a deeper investigation into Joshua's death. The author described how they had stumbled upon Andrew's arrest records from recent years, detailing various charges that suggested he was still capable of violence. Could this mean that the initial ruling of an accident was wrong? Could it be possible that foul play was involved? As the Reddit post gained traction, more and more people began to dig into the case, hoping to uncover new evidence or leads. The emotional toll on those who knew Joshua was palpable. They couldn't bear the thought that he might have died alone in that chimney, possibly at the hands of Andrew. The community rallied around the Reddit user, sharing tips and information they had gathered over the years. People began to question why the authorities hadn't taken these tips seriously back then. Was it a lack of evidence, or was there something else at play? This case had become a symbol for many proof that justice isn't always served, and that sometimes it takes a community to demand answers. The story of Joshua and Andrew has haunted this town, leaving everyone with a sense of unease. But what can be done now? Is there any way to reopen the investigation or find new evidence after all these years? It's a question that keeps many up at night. By the end of this story, everything would change. The truth about Joshua's death might finally come to light, but it wouldn't bring him back. What it could do is ensure justice for those who have been wronged and prevent similar tragedies in the future. So, what do you think? Does this case resonate with you like it does with so many others? Is there anything that can be done now? If you enjoyed this story and want to learn more about cases where justice wasn't served, please subscribe. Together, we can keep these stories alive and demand answers for those who need them most. Thank you all for the overwhelming support of this post. Each one of you plays a crucial role in keeping Joshua's memory alive. Let's continue to dig deeper and seek the truth.